Hello everyone, welcome back to Lincoln Journal-Stars 4 Downs. Luke Mullin coming at you from Memorial Stadium today. No Amy just alongside me. She'll be checking out Big Ten Media Days up there in Minneapolis, checking out the Husker men's basketball and women's basketball teams, to look forward to all her coverage there in the next couple days. But of course, here on the football, on the home front, still plenty to talk about. None bigger, I think, than the news that broke this morning. Junior wide receiver Isaiah Garcia Castaneda officially entered his name in the transfer portal, becoming the first Husker to do so within the 30-day window created by head coach Scott Frost's firing there on September 11th. And again, today, the final day of that 30-day window. No other Huskers before him. We're not expecting any other players to enter the portal for the remainder of the day. But Garcia Castaneda, kind of an interesting one. Obviously, we saw him kind of come on strong, in that Northwestern game, explode for 120 yards, a touchdown. It got you thinking he was going to be a main pivotal part of this offense. But really in the weeks after that, Alante Brown really took away a lot of that playing time, emerged as that third starting wide receiver alongside Trey Palmer and Marcus Washington. And so Garcia Castaneda plays his first 4 games, doesn't record a catch in the final 2, and doesn't suit up here against Indiana, does not travel to Rutgers, and he makes it official today, entering the transfer portal, ending his Husker career. He'll be looking for a new school. And heard briefly from Mickey Joseph just addressing that. He said Isaiah wanted to be that main guy, wanted to play a huge role on the offense. Couldn't really promise that here. He said it's his right. Coaches transfer, they leave, willy-nilly within the season. So perfectly fine for the players to do so, again, during that 30-day NCAA window that ends today. But of course, plenty of discussion about the team's performance there against Rutgers, the successes, the issues, and one major, area where the team continues to look for improvement is, of course, the offensive line. Casey Thompson, under severe pressure there during the Rutgers game, hit multiple times. You look at the PFF grades, especially for the Husker offensive line, a lot of struggles there for the different linemen. And so a lot of discussion today about what can they do to remedy that situation? What changes can they make in the next couple weeks? Because as another reporter pointed out, the personnel group that Nebraska has at this point, it's the personnel group that they're rolling with. But at the same time, Mickey Joseph did not rule out the potential to shake up that offensive line once again, move players to different positions, potentially move in some backups to starting roles. And he harkened it back to his 2019 season at LSU, where Mickey said that they had a different starting 5 every single week. So we'll see. We'll see if Nebraska makes those changes. But Ethan Piper, a guy who came in there at left guard, a new starter, a guy who did not start to begin the year, He said he talked to Casey Thompson after that Rutgers game, said, hey, we're going to be better in the next couple of weeks, man. It seems like a real resolute approach from this offensive line. They know they've been tested. They know that Rutgers game in particular didn't reflect greatly on them. But again, they're committed to making it work and improving over those next couple of weeks. And of course, we heard about the Blackshirts earlier in the year, taken away by head coach Mickey Joseph once he got in charge. Still no Blackshirts given out yet, even after 2 straight impressive defensive performances, 2 straight second-half shutouts. Ty Robinson saying, it's one of those things where, do you ever really live up to the standard? The standards that they set are so high, always striving for greatness on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll still see, maybe after this Purdue game, if Nebraska comes away with the win. Obviously, Aiden O'Connell, fantastic quarterback. There's potential for this to be the week that maybe those Blackshirts return, but still on defense, plenty of improvements. The secondary, maybe showed up a little bit there against that Rutgers game. Going to be tested this upcoming week. Defensive line improvements as well. So all 3 facets, all 3 phases, Mickey Joseph said, will be tested against Purdue. Our final takeaway from today, obviously going to be a challenging game. Purdue, one of those teams coming into the season that might have been a favorite there in the West. Minnesota kind of emerged the last couple of weeks, but Purdue did manage to beat them. Obviously, they're going to be kicking themselves over that Week 1 loss to Penn State. So poor clock management in that game. Purdue could be 3-0 atop the West right now without it. But as it stands, it's a huge game for Purdue. Obviously, everyone knows Big Ten West is wide open. Purdue, one of those teams at 2-1, along with Illinois and Nebraska there, tied for the lead in the Big Ten West. So Purdue comes away with the win. It'll go a long way to their chances of winning the division, going all the way in Indianapolis, and having a chance at that conference championship game. So 6:30 kick, they're under the lights in West Lafayette. Huskers expecting a very good environment. Mickey Joseph a little poignantly saying it, that he hopes it wasn't a so-called sellout like they had there in Rutgers, hoping for a hostile environment for the Huskers to go up against and take on the challenge there against Purdue. But, all systems go. The progress is coming up in practice here the next couple of days, looking to institute a lot of those changes. And like I said, get ready for Purdue. That high-powered passing attack, Aiden O'Connell, the defense knows it's going to be a real challenge, and they're getting ready to gear on for it. We'll hear from the coordinators tomorrow, Mark Whipple and Bill Bush. I'll be there for another 4 Downs, and hope you enjoyed today. Thank you all for watching the Lincoln Journal-Star's 4 Downs.